On today's podcast, we're going to be covering stop sign awareness, so stay tuned.
Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast.
Today we're going to be talking about stop sign awareness. Now, right from the start, it's not just the classic red stop sign that we're referring to here. This podcast includes lights, signs, tape, and displays with a stop message associated with them. Have you ever had to work in an environment that smells really bad? When you first arrive, you think, how do people deal with this? A few minutes later, you can hardly smell any longer. You just get used to it. The exact same thing happens with visuals. When you first see a sign, tape, display, and/or light, for a while they'll catch your attention. But as time goes by, they eventually become invisible to you. You might retain the muscle memory of stopping at certain areas, but many times you don't actually see the visual. Now, do you see how this could become extremely dangerous? It might go days, weeks, or maybe months before an issue occurs, but eventually will. And keep in mind, it might not be the person that's supposed to be seeing the visual that's the issue. It might be someone passing through an area that's clearly marked to avoid that causes the issue. Regardless of who is responsible for not following the signs, the first mistake might be their last. It's vital that safety teams and/or management make paying attention to all the signs, stop and otherwise, a top priority. This is not something that you put a manual and assume people will just do. You have to train and revisit that training on a regular basis. Otherwise, it and other safety procedures will become invisible to those that need to see them. We look forward to seeing you next week for another Warehouse Safety Tips. Until then, have a great week and stay safe.
Before moving on, here's a word from one of our sponsors. If you've ever been to or worked in a warehouse, you know just how important safety is to both management and staff. It's almost impossible to go 10 steps without seeing safety tape, angles, signs, and/or safety products. It's these items that show us how to be safe and avoid danger in the workplace. And if you're looking for the best products to make this happen, look no further than Mighty Line. Mighty Line floor signs and floor markings offer the best industrial products out there. We're proud to have Mighty Line as the official floor sign and floor marking company for the Warehouse Safety Tips podcast and site. Go to mightylinetape.com/safety tips to request a sample pack of their incredible safety signs and floor markings. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. If you visit warehousesafetytips.com, you'll find the show notes for this episode and access to all of our blog posts, previous podcasts, advertiser information, and much more. Thank you for listening to Warehouse Safety Tips and have a safe day.